go and grab your martini and come vibe out with Brand. We're talking about relationships, I guess, that would slide into dating and the unwritten rules or conditions that come with it.
While you're making your cocktail, I have to make a quick sidebar moment because this is episode 1 and we want to be as realist as we can be from the jump. Brandy is making tacos right now, and we were supposed to sit down and do this Ohio, and she got me in her kitchen and she's literally making food instead of cocktails for me.
Listen, I can't even have a talk about a relationship in dealing with my counterpartner, which would be man. You know, I don't know what other people have going on in their world, but mine is a man. So before I can even waste my time to talk about this man, I need to fill my belly. And in order for me to drink a few cocktails, which we've already started,
First, we're going to start off with what the definition of a relationship is. The way in which two or more concepts, objects, or people are connected, or the state of being connected. Should I use it in a sentence?
Sure.
Okay. So the study will assess the relationship between unemployment and political attitude.
Of course, the state will go to that level.
Right. Oh, and then there's another definition. The state of being connected by blood or marriage, the way in which two or more people or organizations regard and behave towards each other.
I like that. So I'm going to spin it, and I'm going to take the state in which person to person acts based on their own personal conditions. How about that? That's a bar right there.
Wait, say it again?
So I just said the state in which person to person acts upon, oh my goodness, what did I say? The condition of
the relationship.
No.
Wait, you can't use relationship.
You can't use it. I just said it. It's a bar. That's how deep it is. Shit just comes out. You know, relationship conditions. Why we're talking about this. Martina is dating right now. And
swipe right.
Yeah, true. A couple of times. Martina is dating. Just recently, within the last year, got out of a serious long-term committed. She was in a marriage. She's dating. She's out there. So she's having these conversations with people. There's always these conditions at the beginning. You meet a great guy. He has an awesome body, a pretty beautiful smile, nice teeth, and he comes to you and he says,
what is going on for people to throw out this disclaimer that I'm not looking for anything right now? And I've actually said that myself when I was fresh out of my marriage of 10 years. I was like, yo, I'm not looking for anything right now, which I'm not. Like, I need, a whole lot of work done on myself before I can even throw myself into anything. So that's my reason as to why. So my condition is that before I can go into anything, I need to work on me and be my own support group before I can hop into anything else and really take on anybody else's energy in that capacity. So I actually asked the person who I threw this disclaimer out to. I was like, yo, how did that make you feel when I said to you, I'm not looking for anything? And he actually responded that it took the pressure off of me that you weren't looking for anything. So it's like, okay, cool. We can have a good time.
What does he mean, the pressure? So you're saying you went to old dude and was like, who said it first? Who said they weren't looking for anything? Him or you?
Okay, so we'll categorize this so it makes sense because we don't want to throw out any names. So guy A is the one I said to, I'm not looking for anything. Okay. And guy B said that to me. So which one are you talking about?
So who did you throw out the question back to, guy A or guy B, when you said I asked him, how did it make you feel? Who are we talking about?
Guy A.
Got it.
Mm-hmm. So I said that to guy A, and guy A responded, when I asked him how did he feel about me letting him know that I'm not looking for anything, he said, that's great. He was like, it was cool. I didn't mind. It relieved any pressure
on his part.
So
okay, so pause. And you threw out that disclaimer in the beginning because of what? What was your reasoning? Because you had just left your relationship and you're like,
I'm not looking for anything. So I guess, yeah, I didn't want him.
So are you trying to convince yourself? So I had posed the question, really thinking about this topic when Martina had brought up the first question that dude B was like, yo, I'm not looking for anything, and I kind of laughed, like, why does it always have to be this unwritten rule, like, oh, I must say it first so I don't catch feelings? Or are we women really this crazy that we make men so uncomfortable, that immediately they feel like we want to be wifed and we want to be domesticated and kept, and you must be mine and I keep you to myself, that, they feel like they have to put out these type of stop signs or rules of engagement, right? So I was thinking your belief versus your reality, and that's why that came to play, because you just said, I just got out of a relationship. Who are you to say what the universe has for you? What is wrong in engaging in multiple relationships if they fall into your life? You're already going into something conditionalized with the mindset, I just love Sean, I just want to have fun, but just have fun, no telling where it may lead. So did you block yourself off from energy because your reality is a little off because you did come out of a 10-year relationship? Your belief to thinking, oh, I can just be cool with this. Can you really? You know what I mean? Like, are you the type of chick that's really, so you were telling yourself that pretty much to be safe, that you don't catch feelings? Is that why?
Perhaps. I don't know. My mind wasn't even really, I don't know where my mind was. I still don't know where my mind is. But
so I'm asking you the question, Martina. Do you think it is possible to date in a relationship without conditions? Can you do it?
I don't know. I guess I can find out. I'd like to say that I can, but belief versus reality, is that reality? I'm not sure if I can date without conditions.
We started talking about that. Like, yo, is it women that are making the situation crazy, complicated, with restrictions early on, that we're getting these disclaimers in dating and relationships early on?
I guess is always looking to be in a relationship with a man. Like, I didn't say anything to you to even allude to the fact that I was looking for something. So why is that the first thing that we jump to, right?
Yeah.
Like, what as women are we doing to really scare? I don't want to say scare them off, but
we just did a vision board party. Not gonna put anybody on blast, but one of our good girlfriends said that she had got a dude that she had been, spending some time with throughout the year, him and his sister, Christmas gifts. Now, mind you, she bought the gifts before Christmas even approached. So by the time Christmas came around, they had been having problems, I guess, on the outskirts, but she still felt compelled to, yo, I bought these gifts for you. I want to make sure you and your sister have them. So when she went to go take them to him, he says, I was scared to open it because I thought it was a bomb in it. And she was offended. And what I said to her was, yo, it's really chicks out here that are going nutty, doing some wild shit, doing shit that's out of their character, simply because we have all these conditions placed upon a relationship, a mutual hangout. This is still a relationship. Don't think of the terms relationship as I'm with you, we're committed, we're long-term dating. No. A relationship is friend to friend, compadre to compadre, hangout to hangout. We're having some form of a relation based on a setting, a feeling, a condition. It stems into a relationship. Why is this happening? Is it women that are the problem, or is it men?
I don't know. I guess that's something you guys have to let us know. Who do you think it is?
This question to understand a life with no conditions, and what does that sound like? There are no rules if I meet you. It's just like, yo, what's up? I'm Brandy. What's your name? I mean, I can go on left field talking about all this R. Kelly stuff that's going on and how the world is in uproar, but it's long term. I guess I would be like common law married. I ain't married. I'm
She's out here
really
fornicating, living a blasphemous life.
I am living in blasphemy to the church, to the whoever feels I have 3 children.
Just out here sinning, having these children out of wedlock.
I have 3 children with my dude. I've always been the type of chick, I go after what I want. Like, you're not going to lure me into anything. I'm not going to be convinced or manipulated and then find myself in a relationship with 3 kids. I'm being funny because I have 3 children. But, like, most of the time I'll see a dude, you make that connection first, like, oh, boom. You give them the energy so that they approach you, type situation. But I always choose up on what I want. So if I do that, am I selfishly cutting myself off immediately going into something like if I did break up with Ian? I try to process things in a mindset of being in a relationship and in a mindset of being an individual. Like, I'm still Brandy. I go out. I meet people every day. I get hit on by Latin people all the time. I always laugh like I must have been some Latin spirit warrior in my other life because they are attracted to me. It's flattering. I love it. Did you say Latins and Lyft drivers?
Yeah.
That's hilarious. Hey, L&L. But yeah, like in my relationship, I'm trying to do things without conditions, and what that really looks and feels like, and why we're so accustomed to wanting to place these restrictions on us when we're really not a being that can be restricted. If you're gonna love, you're gonna love, no matter what you tell yourself. If you're gonna hurt, you're gonna hurt. You're gonna feel hurt. You're gonna feel certain things, no matter what type of boundaries you put up or you put in place or you try to implement in the beginning, I guess, to convince yourself. We set up these personal boundaries, and it's like, we always go through everything conditionalized. So are we changing like the energy of things? And are we doing that because it's really not possible? We're not capable of just being free mind about whatever. Like, the other day I was listening to my iTunes and Lauryn Hill, Nothing Even Matters at All song came on. And I was really listening to the song and I'm like, yo, what if you really think about life? Like, nothing really matters other than the fact, I hate when you say like a statement and then you leave with, but, but. When I say nothing really matters, I mean these conditions that we're placing on meaningless things like, okay, I can't fall in love, or okay, I like you, but I don't want to like you because I'm a selfish person and I really don't have the time to give. What if you meet somebody who's openly acceptable to the fact that they are, like, you're selfish and you're cool with that because you've been accustomed to a very needy guy, in your last relationship. And for you, that might be a breeze that a person doesn't want to call you for a whole week or, will wait 7 days to call you and you're cool with it.
Like, leave me alone.
You know what I mean? But you'll never know because we place so many conditions and rules that it's like, we're kind of picking relationships and things.
Well, we don't like to be vulnerable, and so like when he said, Guy A said, that relieves the pressure. So it's like, do men automatically assume, like you said, that
we're crazy and we pressure them?
We want to pressure you into being in a relationship. And so we do things in a sense to protect ourselves. We don't want to be vulnerable. Like, we don't want to like somebody more than they like us.
But if you never allow yourself to encounter, indulge, partake, you don't know what type of protection you need. So you're putting out a protection barrier, not letting anything pass because you don't know the possibility of what could pass, what it may feel like, or how it may affect you. So I guess it's not possible to say, that's what we're saying. Like, it's not possible to live without conditions in a relationship because fear is a big part of it. And then if that's the case, then we think about like that, like, how do we eliminate fear? How do we eliminate that out to where we're actually out here really having relationships because we're communicating? So then can you really call it a relationship? Because we'll have to go back to notes. I don't know where I wrote it, the definition of a relationship.
Oh, let me see if
But
I screenshot it.
it was, Martina's going to look back for it.
I think I screenshot
Because thinking about that right now, that makes me think like we're not really having relationships because we're not truthfully communicating with people, because we're not even allowing ourselves to be genuinely who we are because of fear.
Yeah, that's crazy.
That is insane when you
And it's
think
like
about
you're not
it.
even getting the best of who I am.
No, I'm not getting the best of who I am because I'm allowing myself to be conditionalized and place these conditions because of the fear of being hurt or getting too involved, and I know I drop things or I don't commit to things. Why don't we ever go, or not why don't we ever go? That's why this is an excellent question.
What's the question?
Is it possible to date without conditions?
Okay. So we want to hear from you guys. We want to know, is it possible to date without conditions? Have you ever gone into something, a new relationship, in dating without any conditions, like totally just like letting your guard down and letting energy flow? And that a lot of it has to do with like not even being judgmental.
Yeah, like not caring. Like if he hit you up, you had just come through the door and you're tired as hell, and say you met this new dude. It could have been a Lyft driver, it could have been somebody you met in Starbucks. You exchanged numbers for whatever reason. Something in you was like, just give him a number. He hits you up and be like, oh, you know, I'm right here, I remember you said you lived close, or you want to meet up, and you have every opportunity to meet up, but you find an excuse. You don't find that excuse.
You know, it's funny because this brings me a story about guy B. I brought him food for on New Year's Day.
Okay.
And he was like, what's the catch? What's the reason? It's like, why can't we just accept a meal and break bread without there being some reason, underlying reason?
Because then I go back to, we are fucking nutty, and women we have so much power. We are earth and nature. Like, listen, when the earth is imbalanced, what happens? Destruction.
Yeah, a natural
tsunami,
disaster.
some natural disaster, some shit gets wiped out. It's not enough water. The crops are dying. The land is dry, so it's catching on fire, burning up. So, you know, I always have to elevate women. I'm big on that. I'm very empowering about nothing can fuck with us because we birth life, right? Mm-hmm. So if you think of us as earth-like, we're suffocating the life out of men because we're so earth-like that our elements all have to be balanced, that we really are trying to be wives out here. It's important to people.
Why can't the man just be like, all right, well, let's just see where it goes? Why do they have to be so fear-stricken? Why is it once again always the woman to tiptoe around, oh, I don't want him to think that I like him too much, or why? Blah, blah, blah. So why can't the man be like chill about the situation?
What do you mean chill? What if men really are the chill ones? Like, I know it's always hard for women to stomach that. And when I say things like that, then they think, oh, I'm going against the grain. And like I just said, I'm very much so an activist for my kind. I am woman. Mm-hmm. But what if they do really go into things with no real conditions? Like, he only said that to pacify you because he knows how smooth he is, and you may pick up on the smoothness.
The thing is that I'm smooth, like butter. Got all the game. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah, right? She had to laugh at herself, and I got quiet. Like, really? We have the power of having all of the game. I just think that we've lost it over time, and we don't know that we're overbearing because there is so many conditions, and who's placing the conditions? Most of the time, women. I have friends that be like, oh, my man has to come home every night. And then I laugh because I'm like, okay, there's been times that Ian's been out and I'll just call and fuck with him. And I really think I just do it because I know that I can fuck with him or show a care. Like, it makes him feel like, oh, she loves me, you know, like, But I really don't, like, give a fuck.
You really don't care?
I really don't care. Like, seriously, if he said I was sleeping out.
So you're doing it to appease somebody else? To make him think that you care when you really don't?
Or I've just been conditioned to just fuck with people.
It is fun fucking with people.
I just, like, yeah. So sometimes I'm shitty because I just might fuck with your strings because I can, but I don't know. I think we like, hey, maybe we make men approach us like that. Like, I'm not looking for anything right now. Because if he takes you to, I'm joking.
Eating chocolate. What you eating? What kind of chocolates?
Some Hershey Deluxe.
She thinks
they're so good. Like if he takes you on 5 dates, you might have this unwritten rule in your head, like, if you take me on more than 4 dates, or you done smashed this pussy 3 times, and I let you hit it 1 time raw, you my man. And he has no idea. It's been
like
summoned.
It's like a 3-date rule. Like, I'm not going to let you smash until after 3 dates.
Exactly. After 3 dates, I guess.
That's an unwritten rule.
Have you passed?
I don't know. I've been fucking up, man.
Unwritten.
Fucked up.
But
you ain't got to take me on no dates at this point.
That's too funny, okay? Now, just give me a sandwich or some shit.
Just feed me. I'm simple.
Yeah. I don't know. If I really have to ask myself and process the conditions that I've placed in my life or that I've lived by, if it's because of fear, then allow me to lose it. Because it's like, I don't want to miss out on my life because of fear.
That's a whole new topic in itself.
Yeah.
Fear and how it stops us. Like, it paralyzes us. All right, so you said earlier you wanted the definition of relationships. Mm-hmm. So maybe this will jog your memory to, come back to what you wanted to say about relationships. Okay, so the way in which 2 or more concepts, objects, or people are connected, or the state of being connected.
Exactly. So it takes me back to, we're not really having relationships with people because we're not really connecting with people. And we're not connecting with people because we're genuinely not being ourselves. And we're not being ourselves because of the conditions that are being placed by ourselves on another person, or another person placing them on us, and then us allowing them to have that control where we follow those rules. Like, I'm not looking for anybody. So when you're feeling spontaneous, or you might have had an extra 2 tickets to go to a game or a concert or something, and you're like, I just want to call old dude because I like his company, I want to hang. You may not do it because you're already knowing, this might put him in his uncomfortable zone, and then he might think I'm trying to get too close to him, or overthinking, and then you've completely shifted any type of energy or frequencies that could have entered into that situation.
Or you could be tired of getting shot down. Like, all right, well, I've already reached out to this person X number of times. Now I look like a crazy person because he keeps shooting me down, and I don't want to keep getting shot down. There's tons of memes out there that say something like, what I seen a meme the other day. Let me see if I can pull it up. And it said, I'm a fuck with people the way they fuck with me. And it's like, yo, is that cool? Because I don't think it's cool. Or I'm going to treat people how they treat me. So if they treat you fucked up, it's cool to just treat them.
That's a condition.
Like,
that's
why?
A condition.
Where does that get you?
What has been done unto you, then you do unto others. And their conditioning, that's... Whew. I guess the question has to be, is it not possible to live a life without conditions when you've only been conditionalized your entire life?
Yeah. Dang, I had a train of thought and I completely lost it because we were talking about being connected.
Yeah, from the definition of relationship. A connection between 2 entities.
You said that we are not truly being ourselves, and that's a bar. Like, I was listening to a TED Talks on the way over here, and it was about transformation. And this dude, he was so he's from Detroit. He, got into selling drugs, had to go to jail. He was doing shady shit in jail, and then he got sent. He was in solitary confinement for 7.5 years, and I said, God damn. that is like, I can't even imagine how crazy
Your brain's
mind would
yeah.
go. And he
Yeah.
said, like, you know, he found solitary insanity in reading books. And that's kind of like
how he escaped
how
away.
he escaped. And he was reading like books of like Socrates and Malcolm X, like real shit, not no Harry Potter or fairy tale books. Like he was reading some real shit. And then he was saying how we're and I heard it as conditionalized, and to me it's robotic, how we just like, we wake up, we go to work, we take care of our kids, we do this, we do that. All these conditions, we have to follow this straight and narrow line of life that has been paved out for us, right? These conditions, and we're not even really living life. And
yeah.
He brought it back to Socrates, and it's like, how sad that if we truly just get this one life, how we're living our life by somebody else's conditions. We're not even really truly being ourselves. We don't even feel comfortable enough to be ourselves, and I guess that's how the topic of transformation came along. And it's like, you know, we are humans, we are constantly evolving. Changing.
And it's so funny, you know, just saying that. So just recently I was watching Split. I think it came out like 2016, and it's basically with a guy who has split personalities. And when the movie first comes on, he gets in a car with these 3 like teenage girls that were like at the mall at a birthday party, and he gets in the car and the girls are in the back like chitter chattering, and they're like, hey, I think you got in the wrong car. And the next thing you know, he like sprays them, knocks them out, they wake up somewhere. So you're not knowing that this man has split personalities until the movie goes on, and the person who kidnapped the girls is not going to be the same person who comes back into the room to greet them, right? So as you're going back and forth in this movie, he has a therapist that he goes and sees. So comes to find out, he has 23 personalities. There's
23?
There's really a 24th one. That's what you're going to find out when you get to the end of the movie, which is the monster that he created. But as he was talking to the therapist, there's this therapist in the movie that's like really just engulfed in her work. Like she sleeps with it. She's not married, single woman, because she really studies her patients. And it was something that she said, like, isn't it funny that we walk amongst the mentally challenged, and we look at them as if they are mentally challenged when they're the most gifted, because you can live as a person and have 23 personalities. You're tapping into places in your brain that other people aren't even capable of doing. Meaning, like, one of your personalities could have an illness and be dying physically. They've made themselves believe this in thought and really go through the conditions, change their body physically, more things. And another one of your personalities can come out and is the healthiest person and can run a triathlon. But one of your personalities could be dying. You know what I mean? So it's like that transformation, when you really think about it, like you hear people say all the time, like, we're steadily changing, like, oh, we should change, we're evolving, you know, as you just spoke about. And it's like, what if all these portals in you and evolving, they are personalities? You just know how to control them. I mean, we have people in the industry. Beyonce says that she changes to Sasha Fierce, you know, and other people want to be like, oh, she's Illuminati, or she's... What if it's really you opening up something in you? So think about that. If we are genuinely being ourselves, we're constantly changing. There may be the Brandy in me that loves to go out, want to party and have fun, and then the other one that just doesn't want to be bothered and wants to sit in a room.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Yeah. And it's like, if I meet somebody and if I'm not in a relationship, or...
I guess that's when you get labeled, you're crazy, because you sat in the room and you was partying yesterday. But no, it's like, we're complex.
We're very conditioned to thinking, like you said.
We need to be one way.
You have to go and work a job. You have to come home. You have to take care of your kids. You have to be this one way, but we're multiple ways. So in conditioning ourselves, you know, it goes to, this is a top behavior, because maybe it is eliminating us from our greatness. Maybe we can't just go out and freely meet people like that with no conditions because of the capabilities, to somebody, they may say, oh, that's Sodom and Gomorrah. But no, it's really not. It is just living. Again, like, why does everything always have to be about sex?
Right. Yeah, I saw on Facebook the other day, it was like a meme, once again, can a man and a woman just have a friendship? I'm like, are we 12? Like, who in the...
Okay, but when they ask that, they're asking at deeper, like, listen. Okay, so are they saying, can a man and a woman have a friendship, like, no sexual
That's
content?
how I understood it. Now, somebody else's mind might have took it somewhere else. Let me find it. But, okay, so you were talking about my example topic questions to talk about. Your belief versus reality, personal boundaries, the unknown of your character. Do you want to go into one of those?
Are we not recording?
We are recording, but I can edit.
Oh.
While I look, so that we kind of get...
Well, we already talked about personal boundaries a little. And your belief versus reality. We just talked about that.
Okay. So the unknown character. All right. Let's see. Where did I see this?
And we're talking about the unknown of your character because we were just talking about transformation and being able to evolve into something else. So that's like the unknown of your character. Like, can you, what if you really can't do that and you're allowing yourself not to do that because of the fear? Because you really can fuck with this dude, fuck with another dude, not trip, like really, really like him. Like, even that question, can a man and a woman just be friends? What does that mean? Because what if you can really have sex with somebody and they're really just your friend? Like, you're not looking for a relationship. You don't want one. You enjoy the sexual connection that you have with that person, but you really genuinely have a friendship with them, like where I can call and talk to you just about anything.
I mean, it's, you know, I can only speak on my own personal experiences, but I definitely think that in my life it's possible. It is very possible.
But not stepping over their boundaries, not getting overbearing. Like, I tease Martina because Martina is a sleeper over your house. If she meets you,
I'm sleeping over.
She's sleeping over.
I like to sleep.
I've never seen anything like it. And I've never seen anything like it because I'm not that person. Like, it's like, I like personal space. Like, I might have gas in the middle of the night. I might wake up and have to poop really early in the morning. You know, and you're just...
So your personal boundary is...
I'm rolling out.
Yeah, I'm leaving because I might have to take a shit in the morning.
And I like to be comfortable. I'm rolling out like... And I can't say, because then I would be conditioning myself to sticking only to this type. But typically, if I'm a smash, if I'm a hangout, I want to do it and I want to roll out. I want to lay around, you know, and be obligated to anything else. Who knows? Cooking in the morning, who knows? You know, but I don't stay over. Martina stays over, and it's funny because I feel like anybody who fucks with her, anybody, because she is so quirky in personality, she probably wouldn't put the extra thought in it, but they would be like, yo, I ain't fucking with her. She never want to go home. Bitch,
but I take my ass home, though.
She want to live over here. Every time she come over, she want to hang out. You got to feed her.
I come with all these conditions. I got to sleep over and you got to cook.
She come with a lot of conditions. She got to sleep over and you got to have food to somebody that may feel like,
well, if you ain't for me, if you ain't cooking for me and let me sleep over, you ain't for me.
You know, they may be like, yo, she is a lot. Like,
take your ass to the house.
If you
don't you got kids?
Yeah, like, what? Where's your babies? If you don't want Martina,
your kids right now?
If you do not want Martina to stay the night, you better meet her at location. Feed her, smash somewhere, roll out. Because if she pulls
you
up,
can leave. I'll stay.
If she pulls up to the address, guarantee she's staying the night. You're waking up.
I have a bag in the car.
That's crazy. See? That's her conditions. What she's accustomed to.
I leave in the morning. Or I have something else to do early. Like, I'm not kicking it all afternoon, all day, all night. I do like to escape, though. So if the opportunity presents itself for me to hang around, I'm going to hang around. But I'm going to be asleep. and then I'm gonna wake up to eat.
And wake up to eat.
I'm like a bear.
Oh, Lord.
I hibernate. Don't give me an opportunity to escape, because I'm gonna take full advantage of escaping my reality. So, can a boy and a girl be best friends without falling for each other? That was the question.
And what does that mean? Falling for each other?
The comments was like, yes, they can. Yep, friend zone. So yeah. Yep, not with me. LOL, absolutely. Yes. I say yelp, but we gon' fuck at least once.
Yeah,
Facts.
and that's what I'm saying. Like, it's falling for you. What is falling for you? If you're my friend, I've fallen for you, girl or guy. If you are genuinely my friend, I am attracted to your energy, your aura, what's around you. It could be...
So conditions are like boundaries, it sounds to me like, right?
Conditions may be boundaries, yes. Like, I mean, absolutely. But I'm just saying, responding to the question that you just asked, like, is it possible to be friends with a guy without falling for them? No, I've fallen for you in some form to be your friend for my life.
So I guess in this, how it's being defined as falling for somebody like romantically. But you know, somebody
and
can
then
read
again,
something
why
and
do
have...
we put everything on romance? Like, yes, like,
because we watch too much TV, and the movie tells us that we have to fall in love.
But then, and maybe we do, because forget the movie tells us to fall in love, because that's not what you're falling. Like, we just loosely throw that love word around there, but yeah, I think that you could sleep with one of your really good friends and have a sexual chemistry with them, and have no, I want to be with you chemistry. I want you to be my man. You can like them. You can even admire them in their relationships or how they treat, or, you know, be happy for the girl that gets him. Like, oh, that's cute. She got her a good ass dude. You know what I mean?
In order for that to happen, you really got to get out of your own head.
Absolutely.
And just be like, yeah, you just got to get out of your head and let down these conditions. Well, if he hunt me, he must like me, instead of just being like, this is what it is, and I like what it is. Like, we're friends, we have good sex.
I like that. Okay, we need to edit that. We need to, like, change this and keep this discussion in there. But yeah, let's, like, getting the fuck out of your own head, because not getting out of your own head allows you to pose these questions. Like, is it possible to be in a relationship without conditions? Yeah, when you're not the fuck in your own head. Because you already said your limitations or boundaries that you're setting off early on was because of fear. So you're in your head. I'm going to just go back to, with the kids, I always have this kind of conversation, because my kids are always so prone in shutting down an idea or anything before they tried it, before they've even experienced it. And I always have to tell them, and like, they're kids, but you know, I always have to tell them, like, yo, you have to try it. You have to allow yourselves to encounter it to even know what you're going to feel like. And it's a learned behavior. We put that on there. No, don't go do. Instead of, like, with your second and third child, as a parent, you learn. You go into the store and you let them climb on the rack and fall their ass off. And you can see the rack getting ready to fall over on them and have already, like, judged the situation. Like, that shit's not about to kill my child. It's not about to fall. I can clearly see what's going to happen, but I'm going to let it happen, because the only way for you to know what's going to happen is to go through it. You're going to get hurt. It's going to shock you, right? So it's that idea of, we're teaching ourselves this fearful behavior because we've been taught to think cheating hurts your feelings. And it hurts your feelings because you want to be somebody's number one. But there's no such thing. That shit is made up.
Right.
You can't be my number one, because there's so many multiple things in the world that I'm going to enjoy, that I'm going to have many number ones. You know what I mean? Like, the idea, I laughed. Me and Ian had a discussion last week, and I told him he does zero when it comes to like the cleanness, and he got all upset. Like, you're saying I do nothing.
That goes to belief in reality. And he really thinks he does.
He does, and then I hit him with, but he does. However, who told you zero wasn't an entity? You're mad because I said zero. Zero, it's a number. It holds a place. It has a place value. At the end of the day, even if you eliminate numbers, something that has a place value has a value. You do zero. You might not do 79, but you do zero. Zero may be very fine in
zero
between.
Means something to him.
Zero means something to me. It's not just you don't do not a motherfucking thing. You just sitting there, your hands is tied, and you're not moving. But it's that like idea of, I don't know, just giving. Where was I going? I got lost. I just got lost. And I didn't even smoke.
Something about getting out of our own head.
Oh,
that's kind of where you started.
No, it was before that. Look, people, I just got lost. But I would have to listen to the recording and come back to pick up. But yeah, absolutely. I agree with it. It is you in your head to that fear of the unknown. Like, we teach children fear. This is why children are like, I don't want this, or we teach children what something is nasty. We ask them right away, like, you don't like it? We've already like put that out there instead of letting them try it. Like, oh yeah, just try it. You know what I mean? You'll love it. Or you don't know what it's going to be like. Try it. We give them that notion or idea of there's an option. What if it's just not an option? It's just jump in. You get your feelings hurt. So the fuck what? Fuck your feelings. 2019, accepting that. Fuck your feelings.
Yes.
Fuck your opinions, because an opinion is made up.
Fuck the feelings.
I read memes all day. And it's one, since this R. Kelly stuff has been coming up like non-stop, full throttle.
I don't even know what's going on.
I only watched the Pied and the Piper. Okay, the Pied and the Piper, is that what it's called? Like, you go and pray.
Oh, Pied Piper.
Pied Piper. Yeah, that's what they called the first show, and I only watched the first one.
He was the Pied Piper of R&B.
Yeah, and then like I just had this discussion with Ian again. Sorry. Seems like I have most of my discussions with Ian.
She's been with Ian for how long?
I don't know, like 11 years.
So, yeah.
Might be going on 12 this year.
Her reality is her man.
So I have a lot of conversations with him, because as things happen in the moment, I always have to talk about them. And when I wake up to him or the kids. But when we watched the first episode, we watched it over a friend's house. And after watching the first episode, it went on for a little bit. And
episodes. I knew. It's like a series?
It's a series. Mm-hmm. I knew that this was about to come up. So, of course, Ian had to be like, well, shit, this nigga looked just like Brandy's old nigga, Biko. And I started laughing. Because I was like, yo, people did used to say that. And he was like, and that nigga is a R. Kelly nigga. Brandy was 14 when they was fucking. And I was like, okay, yo. He was 4 years older than me. So if you do the math, yeah, he was 18. So if you do the math, yeah, okay, it was statutory rape. He was grown. And I was trying to explain to Ian in this situation, like, if you still got me to understand, or you set me down with a therapist, I would look at you like you were crazy. Like, no, that nigga was a little boy just like I was a little girl, as you want to say. And how much am I a little girl? Because by the time a girl hits ovulation or cycle, she's a woman. When did we get to this idea that you are a kid? Like, listen, if you're out here penetrating little girls who haven't hit menstrual cycle age yet and they don't even know how to wipe their vagina from front to back, you are a molester. If you are going on a yard snatching people into your car, putting your hand over their mouth and yanking them from a situation to penetrate them, yes.
Yeah, you're a straight up predator.
If you are out here molesting, making your nieces and nephews touch your meat against their will, against any will, yes, it is predator, it is molestation, it is rape, it is all of that. But if I am pulling up, I'm not even going to speak my stance, because I don't even want people, everybody out here has the power of free will, okay? So Ian found a way to tell everybody in the room, yeah, Brandy was fucking.
Put your business out there.
All my business out there. Yeah, Brandy was fucking with an old nigga. And then I was like, but let's be real. How many girls that were in high school, that had their boyfriends pulling up, that were grown, 21, 25. Like, it.
Look, okay, so here goes the meme. It says, I want to see none of the broads I went to high school with say shit about R. Kelly. I remember them old ass niggas picking you up and you pissy pussy ass jumping the gate. I don't know what that really means, but to me it sounds like
your pussy smelled like piss because you was young and didn't know how to. Listen, when you're young and humping, 9 out of 10, he was definitely coming in you, or accidents was happening. You not knowing, cum messes up your pH level. Your vaginal hormones probably was all the way off. You probably did smell pissy. Whatever the case.
It says y'all bashing R. Kelly, but ain't saying shit about
your personal life. So I had to laugh because I'm like, yo, I'm not gonna get involved. Is he sick? He probably is. But then who gave him this idea that he was a genius because he makes great sex music? That's not genius status. We're so quick to label people geniuses because they make music that we buy and we put them on a pedestal. This was a regular dude with regular problems, just like the most of us. He did great songs.
Wasn't really that good either.
I mean, I'm not even gonna say that because I enjoyed R. Kelly when I enjoyed him. I will tell you that I haven't downloaded the music. I didn't go back on. He's not on my iTunes library, and I haven't followed him. No, and I haven't followed him since I went to that concert at the Forum, however many years ago, when he performed, and I saw him in concert. Not my thing, but I did fuck with an older dude. I did. I was a teenager flying to New Orleans. Listen to me. And my mom wasn't involved, like your boyfriend's a rapist and nobody was turning him in because he was as kid-like as I was in mine and in just this natured world.
To say when you turn 18 you're an adult.
You're an adult, exactly.
I swear social
shit
media
is different from 18 to 21. Yeah. Like, yo, if I can say anything, if somebody really wants to be like, Brandy, what age did you start having sex, you know? And I discuss it, I'll tell them it was a waste of time. It was a waste of time because I wasn't feeling good. I wasn't having any orgasms. I didn't know what I was doing. It wasn't pleasurable, and I was putting miles on my good goods before I even needed to. You know what I mean? However, it has shaped and molded me, you know, to who I am. I'm just not with this whole, I'm a victim. Was I a victim of my boyfriend? No, because I chose up on him. I went after him. Victim, you know, of what myself, and you know, who knows? People, like I say, people can challenge whatever they want, but this R. Kelly stuff, you know, has really made me think deeper into the conditions that we place on things. We place conditions on when a person should be able to have sex, but these little girls are out here willingly fucking. They're fucking.
But isn't the argument that R. Kelly is manipulating them because they are so young?
I mean, I guess I'm telling you, I only watched the first one, but
because so
who's to say? What if you want to be manipulated? So I guess he does have people that are locked up. I can't speak on it. I didn't watch the whole series. I need to watch it. I'm just saying, this dating an older dude, or the condition on when you should be having sex or you shouldn't. That's, a doctor will tell you as soon as you get your menstrual cycle, you are in your birthing prime years. Those are your prime years. Are we supposed to be dropping babies at 11, 12, 13? I got my menstrual cycle at 11. So by the time I started having sex, which was 14 going into 15, sorry, Mom. But
yeah. Well, I mean, I guess you're supposed to be dropping babies. I mean, that's the whole point. You start your menstrual cycle. But I think the argument is with the whole R. Kelly thing. Is, I haven't watched it. I'm not going to act like I have. But I'm going to just guess that the whole argument is that these kids were young. These girls were young. They were young in the mind. They didn't know any better. And he manipulated their mind to believe whatever it is. But then I feel like that's a whole nother topic. But manipulation. We're all being manipulated. We're all being manipulated. Conditioning is a form of manipulation.
I argue with people about jobs. That's manipulation. Somebody told you were supposed to go work a 9 to 5 to pay your bills, and you're not even really paying your bills. You're still struggling.
Yeah.
Make it make sense to me.
we were led to believe, i.e. for me, manipulated to believe that this is what we're supposed to do.
We're led to believe cheating is a real thing. And people get mad at me every time I say that. Like, I have friends that turn their nose up at me now. If I so freely say that, they will come back like, oh, so you want Ian out here fucking bitches? And then I have to explain to them like, yo, if he did fuck a bitch,
what does that take away from you?
What does it take away from me? What am I supposed to feel about it? Fuck my feelings. So, oh, my feelings are hurt. Are they really? Are they hurt, or are they more so curious to know, did you like it? Did you like her better than me? And then curiosity leads you into feeling insecure because you're not strong enough of being like, oh, he did, but it doesn't change shit that we do.
Comparing, right? If he goes out and smashes somebody, yeah, that pussy was probably good, but your pussy is good too.
Yeah, and it was probably good because it's new pussy. Who doesn't like new food? Who doesn't like when they find
I love new things in my mouth.
Oh, I love new restaurants. I love new delights and everything, right? So you get something new. That means that I stopped liking blueberry muffins from Costco because I like the crumb muffin from Corner Bakery.
Right.
It's made up. Conditions are made up, and conditions are made up probably because of the boundaries of fear. And then eliminating fear then eliminates restriction, and maybe we're fearful of what we look like without restrictions.
I think this is a whole new podcast topic, but a lot of it has to do with control. We want to feel like we're in control of situations when that itself is made up. We are not in control of another being, another entity.
Not at all. Even as parents, you learn that.
I had to learn that, as being a parent. Like, just like how I have my own thoughts, my own mind, my own way of doing things. I talk to Brandy all the time about all the things I get into it with my mom, because she thinks it should be this way and she thinks her way is the right way. Control. Being a parent has taught me I have no control over what this person has their own mind, their own thoughts. I have no control over what they think. I can manipulate their mind to believe that this way of doing things is right. But if in their own thoughts and in their own minds, they don't think, I don't know if that's really, I don't really agree with that. Who am I to say it's wrong? I'm not. I only know things through my own eyes, through my own life, through my own experiences.
Yeah.
Gotta figure things out on your own.
On your own.
And
really allowing yourself to figure them out on your own. So stopping your personal boundaries, So maybe this question has raised concern on how much we conditionalize our own selves as an individual.
It's all projection.
Yes, and going into any relationship, when you meet a new girlfriend, you may be skeptical because a group of your girlfriends fell out, and it went awry, and you're like, but it wasn't me and it was this. So, now you say stupid shit like, I don't really like hanging out with girls, I like guys. But then it's like you're hiding away from yourself. We let problems and things happen and we victimize ourselves. And then once we victimize ourselves, then it's categorized because we play this victim. Your feelings. That's another one that's made it, you gotta lose it.
Yeah.
You gotta lose it. Because you'll realize life is gonna break your heart. Just with loss, period. Loss of an animal, a fish, anything. When you feel that, hardship, when like you say you have this expectation and somebody lets you down, you like the boy at school and you ask them out and he's really not interested in you, you experience heartbreak instead of sometimes just looking at what's there. Prime example, it was raining today on the way to school. And Marley would sit in the front. So it was me and Marley. And she kept looking to the left. So as she was looking to the left, I'm driving. So I can't really look at her little face and figure out what she was staring at. But I just saw her piercing, at the side of my face. And I was like, Marley, why do you keep staring at me? And she was like, I'm not staring at you. I'm staring at your window, because on your window you have larger water drops. So the windshield wipers were on, and as the windshield wipers were wiping the water off the front of the window, the bigger drops were coming onto your side window. So it's making this it looked like art, but it was with the water. So she was like, you have these larger water spots on your window. And I said to her, but you have the same spots on your window. You're just not looking at your window. And then when she finally glanced over to her right side, she realized the same thing that was happening on the left side of the car was happening on the right. She laughed at herself. And I said, see, if you're always so in tune with paying attention to what's going on somebody else's side, you miss what is happening on your side, right? So, with stating that, it's that idea, like, we're always so concerned of how something is going for somebody else. How does it look for you? What do you get to see? Are you getting to see more than what I see, instead of looking at what's on your side and enjoying all of the things that come into play into your life? We say, oh, we're not looking for anything, and you're so fixated on the not looking for anything that you're missing so many things to help you
what the thing is
along
for you.
your journey. What the thing is for you, what was sent for you, because you're fixated on this idea. I don't want a relationship. I just want to be chill. I don't really want to date. I just need some pussy every now and then. It's like,
yeah, why are we placing these conditions?
And who just wants, like, for me, it's like, I want dick and fun.
Yeah, because I think it has to do with acceptance. So if that's all that person wants, like, why can't the person on the other end just accept that?
But then you have to be honest with yourself and go in and say that, like, yo, I don't even want to hang. Like, I know I have to call you over in order for us to smash, but I really just am looking for somebody to smash. Not too much chitter chat. Come over.
Don't spend the night.
Room. Don't spend the night.
Don't feed me.
Don't feed. I just want to fuck. And after I fuck, I just want to roll out.
So then that's accepting that person's condition.
And that was one of the things that came up on the first episode in the R. Kelly thing. One of the little girls was like, her friend had to tell her at a certain point, you're just his prostitute. Because all he's doing is, when he comes through, he's just fucking and that's it. And I said, yo, like, even though everybody wants to paint R. Kelly as a sick person, I felt like he was telling everybody loud and clear what he was doing. He even let the girls know loud and clear, this is what it is.
But then when you're young, can you truly understand that? I mean,
you're
why not,
36.
Right?
Do you truly understand that? So if we're ever evolving, then you maybe at a younger age, you understand it a little more because you've been through less. Mm-hmm. As you go through more, then you put these conditions and these boundaries of fear. Then you have these rules like, I don't want to be with a guy that's a cheater because I was with a guy that I really loved and he broke my heart. Versus you really digging in deep, like, what the hell is cheating?
I read memes, the word of life. Nobody, well, no, somebody said this, but nobody can hurt you without your permission. Right? No.
Well, yeah, because
it goes into fuck your feelings.
But I mean, yeah, I was just about to say that. Like, nobody can hurt you unless you let them. Yes, because you're letting feelings, the feeling of, you're human, you're gonna feel. Elephants feel. Babies feel things. Ryder can look at fire and before he knows he's never been burned. He's never been burned, but he feels the warmth of the heat and will be like,
if I get too close to
fire, it's gonna hurt, right? It's like, I lost my train of thought again.
You talking about R. Kelly?
I forgot.
The girls knew, in a sense, what they were getting themselves into.
I'm gonna stop. I don't want to reference R. Kelly because, again, I'm really one of those people that stand strong on every individual is an individual. I think that every person, be it their story, is sick. It's sickening to me. I don't understand it. I don't like to place too much judgment, because the realm of my not understanding doesn't mean that it's not supposed to take place. And it doesn't mean that you're not learning something as well as these girls that you encountered learned something. Mm-hmm. Had I not had Biko, I would not have been prepared for, we'll have to blank his name out for sure.
So had you not had your dude that you were dating when you were younger,
I would not have been prepared for any other situation that came along. I would have not been prepared for the older dude that I messed with, who kind of like dissed me. He dissed me. It was like cool.
We want to thank you for joining us today on our fuckery topic of relationships, dating, and conditions. We had a really awesome time drinking, eating, and really diving deep into this topic. You can find us next